Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and it's April. That means we got another free giveaway for you guys. Continuing with the tradition of if you buy anything from Plugin Boutique, you get a free plugin automatically added to your cart. This month, for the month of April, we're giving you Denise Audio's Punisher VST Plugin. This is a saturation / distortion plugin that has a couple of cool features, and in this video, I'm going to show you what those features are and give you a nice taste of the saturation feature inside of Punisher. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This is Punisher on the screen here. I've got 5 instances inside of this track that has 5 channels. So each one of these channels has Punisher on it in some way. And it's really simple to use. You got 3 main parameters. You've got the shape parameter. I'm going to come back to that in a second. The punish parameter, which is the drive of the saturation. And you know, it's a really nice subtle saturation at the really low values, but it gets into distortion quite quickly. And I mean, really punish the sound up, you know, near 100%. It's really crazy. And over here is the makeup gain control. This is almost always going to be used in the negative ranges. If you want to look for your relative gain matching, you're going to be pulling that down quite a bit. So I've got this on the drum loop here. If I come in, solo the drums. So I'm just using it to kind of color the high end, the hi-hats, and a little bit of that snare. And the cool thing about Punisher is the shape. You can see here, this is the filter curve for the saturation. So this is telling me up in the higher end, we're going to have more saturation, and in the lower end, we're going to have less saturation. And you can control that with the shape parameter. 1 is going to be a flat frequency curve. So all of the frequencies will be affected in the same manner. Shape 2 is a high shelf or a low cut, and this is good for things like drums. Shape 3 is a low shelf or a high cut. This is good for things like bass. Shape 4 is a bell curve in the middle. This is good for synths and vocals where you want to add it to just kind of the fundamental frequencies, but let the low end and the high end pass by less affected. So you can kind of keep the definition of the shape of the synth itself or the vocals. And then 5 is the inverse of that. So let me jump over to the bass here. And this is a really good instance of showing you how much you can push it and punish the sound. So I'm using kind of the low shelf here, so I'm letting the high end pass by. It's not really necessary with a clean 808 like this. If you have an already raspy like dubstep bass, you might want to do this just so you can color the low end. But watch what happens as I slowly increase the drive to the signal. I mean, that's just destroyed. Very, very cool. But like you can get some almost like, I don't know, hard style kick sounds. I mean, that's really gnarly. I mean, it really transforms the sound. So let's jump over to the keys. And on this one, let's go ahead and change the shape and see what happens. So I'm going to put the punish up to 48% and then play around with the shape and see how the profile is different. So having that shape there to be able to determine the frequency ranges and how much they're affected, and having more than just a flat curve is really, really cool. So I mean, that's just a very brief walkthrough. It's a very simple plugin, as I said before. I find myself using it at lower values just to add a little bit of color, unless I'm going for a kind of distortion effect, or if I'm trying to make some sort of sound effects and things of that nature, then I might crank it up a little bit more. but definitely a handy plugin to have in your toolbox. And of course, it's free with any purchase from Plugin Boutique for the entire month of April. So really, there's no question there on why it should be in your toolbox. Anyway, that's just a quick look at Punisher from Denise Audio. Click the link in the video description to find out more about the giveaway. I'm Joshua Casper, and I'll see you in the next video.